Hello, my name is Tiffany Whitney and I'm a school social worker with Greenville County Schools. I'm here today speaking with Angela Heck from Virginia College. We are so excited and pleased to have you here today, Angela. And Angela is actually an even more special guest because she herself was a teen mom at the age of 17. Angela, do you have any words of advice that you can give to our moms and dads who are out there in high school trying to juggle the world of parenting, school, being a teenager, to give them some motivation to keep on going through and getting their high school diploma?
I would, absolutely. You have to persevere. You have to look not only at what's right in front of you, but what will be in the future. Education is paramount for anything that you want to do continuing on. It can get tough, it's challenging, it is time consuming, but life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So the view is still the same from the top, no matter how long it takes you to get there. So nose in the books. I used to sit with my child on my lap and read my textbooks to him. I was fortunate I had already graduated from high school, but I went right on into college.
That is awesome. And I'm sure your support made a difference as well.
So, yes, that too. That too makes an exorbitant amount of change. If you have people behind you, do not squander that. Make sure that you are enabling them to help you. Don't turn away. If you have parents maybe that you haven't talked to in a while, or maybe mom and dad didn't take the news so well, just allow them to continue to help as much as they can. They usually come around. They'll be understanding, hopefully.
And I know one of the things that our students struggle with is allowing help to come help them. A lot of our students struggle with calling different community agencies when there is a bump along the road. Do you have any stories that you can share and let them know that it's okay to call and get help, because that's what's going to help us be productive, powerful moms and dads?
That's right. So there's that old adage, it takes a village to raise a child, and it really does. So if you have even a neighbor, I was always told, Angela, go ahead, bring, my oldest son's name is Noah, bring Noah over. I have no problem watching. I was always very resistant in doing that because I thought, well, I already have this life change for me. I didn't want to be a burden on somebody else. But when people ask you and approach you to offer help, don't turn it away. There are resources available if your family or your neighbors, grandparents, brothers and sisters. My brother was very helpful. Just, embrace that.
Thank you so much, Angela.
You're welcome.
Thank you. This was a treat today. Would you tell us about Virginia College and your academic programs?
Sure. So Virginia College is primarily what we would consider to be a career college. We have both associate and certificate programs, which we'll get to, I'm sure, in detail later. Traditionally, our students will go anywhere from 9 months up to 2 years. We have day and evening offerings, as well as what we now consider to be hybrid, and that will be taking on-ground courses, traditional, and then also online options for those students who have jobs that are a little more inflexible.
Would you say that the age range of your students is very small, or would you say that you have a lot of mixture in terms of students?
It's broad. We have from the age of 18 all the way up. Our oldest student that we have graduated was 63 years old.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
So it's never too late.
It is never too late,
Never
absolutely
too late.
not.
And what about working students? Do you have a lot of students who are trying to juggle work and school?
Yes, the vast majority of our students not only work, but they also have families, whether it's just a significant other or maybe they're single parents as well.
Wonderful.
Yes.
If we had a student who was interested in enrolling, could you explain the application process?
It's very simple. We do everything face-to-face. That way our enrollment specialist will get to know the student. And they build a relationship from the beginning to say, great, you've come today. These are the programs that we offer. What will your career path look like? How can we get you from start all the way up to finish? And our finish, of course, is walking across that stage at graduation. So easily the student will come in, meet with enrollment. They will then move on to financial planning for any kind of funding that we may have available for them. They will meet with their program chair for whatever program they chose. And then they'll get fitted for scrubs, usually, unless they go into the business program, and then they have a polo shirt. And then they start. They pick up books, or books are delivered, and then they're in class.
That is wonderful.
Simple.
And do you have deadlines, or does Virginia College offer open enrollment?
We do have open enrollment, which is nice. We actually enroll 8 times a year. So we're on a traditional quarter schedule. So we have, of course, the 4 quarters, 11-week terms. But then we also have what we have heard in the past called as mini-mesters, where a student can start right on into the midpoint of that 11 weeks, and it's a 5-week session.
Very intense.
Yes, it is intense. It is. It takes a very driven and motivated student, but the ones who come and the ones who we allow to enroll at that time, they're successful.
That is wonderful. I know you mentioned that there seems to be someone always with you to help you in terms of scheduling your classes and enrolling. Are there any students who apply online, or is it all done face-to-face?
It is face-to-face. If you were at home, though, at midnight, maybe up with your child for those midnight feedings, you could easily get online to vc.virginiacollege.edu, and you could request more information. All of our curriculum is there, how each program is laid out, time frame, requirements, things like that are all available online. We just prefer people come in and talk to us.
Sounds like a plan. What is the application fee?
It is usually $100, but that's rolled right into their funding plan. So that's not something that we're asking for right up front.
Perfect,
Yes.
perfect. So when a student comes to enroll, what documents are needed? For example, a transcript or a photo ID?
A photo ID would be fantastic if they have tax information. Funding plans are different based on if you're still a dependent with your parents. But of course, if you have dependents, you're independent. So if you could bring your tax information, any transcripts that you have maybe from a previous institution, high school diploma or a GED would be great.
Wonderful. Do prospective students need to take the SAT or ACT?
They do not.
Okay,
Nope.
wonderful.
No entrance testing.
So do you have placement tests?
We do have placement tests. We use something called the Wonderlic. It leans more toward simple skills, personality assessment, things like that. And then we have something called the AccuPlacer. Depending on what program you're interested in will be the test that you will have to take. So they're math, reading, and simple sentencing based.
Perfect. Earlier you talked about the programs. Do you have associates and bachelors?
We do have associate programs, and then we also, for online, bridge a lot of our programs into a bachelor's degree.
Wonderful. So it's a 2-year transition program?
It is.
Wonderful. Speaking of graduating, could you talk a little bit about your graduation rate?
We graduate about 70% of the students who enroll, which is wonderful. So from the time they start all the way across the stage, even our enrollment specialists will come up on stage to congratulate that student.
That is amazing. Very
70%.
hands-on.
Very.
Hands-on. And what about after graduation for job placement?
Oh, good. I'm glad you asked about that. So we have career services. We have a team of individuals based on our campus. We have somebody that is a marketing development manager who goes around really the Tri-County area to inquire about job placement, opportunities, prospective positions, even for externship. What we really like to see is our student go into an externship for their very last quarter. It's an 11-week job interview, essentially, and then have them placed as a paid employee upon graduation.
That is wonderful. And you just mentioned externships, so I'm assuming that you have internships for students during their time at Virginia College?
We do.
Could you speak a little bit about that?
Sure. Depending on the program, cosmetology is an internship. So we have an entire salon that students will have hands-on experience with all kinds of different hair practices, if you will.
Yes.
It goes much deeper, of course. And then our medical assisting or our other healthcare type degrees, such as surgical technology, they will go into a hospital setting or a physician's office setting, and they will spend 11 weeks functioning in the role of their chosen field.
That is a really great hands-on experience, because I know a lot of students go to school and they study in different majors or get their major, and then when they get out into the work world, this isn't exactly what they decided that they'd want to do. So they truly get hands-on experience while working and getting their degree from Virginia College.
Wow. And that's a good point too, because we don't like to wait until that last quarter, that 8th quarter, to say, okay, so you've chosen surgical technology, Now let's get you through the entire 2-year program. We'll wait until the 8th quarter to see if you actually like it. We start from the first quarter hands-on in our labs, hands-on in the community, and at least with field trip experiences so that they can observe a medical assistant or a billing and coding specialist.
That's pretty priceless.
It is. It's invaluable.
Yes,
It truly is.
it is. Do you offer certificate programs?
We do. We have pharmacy technician. We have medical assisting as a certificate, and they can bridge to an associate degree. We have medical billing and coding, so the unsung heroes behind the scenes who are making sure that your healthcare claims get paid. Of course, cosmetology. Another really neat thing about Virginia College in Greenville is we have culinary arts and pastry arts.
Which is exciting.
It is. It is so much fun, even just to take a tour. And we have a whole open kitchen, completely viewable, 360 degrees, so
That
people
is
can come in and take a
wonderful.
look.
Speaking of tours, how would a student and their parents schedule a tour of Virginia College?
They can actually just pop right in.
Wow.
Yes, at any time. Well, I say that loosely. 8 to about 8. 8 to 8 p.
Yes.
They are welcome to come in. Our classes run until 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So
you offer a wide range.
we do, from 8 a to 10 p.
Wow,
So,
that is wonderful. Speaking of funding, I know that that's a topic that's on a lot of our students as well as their parents' minds.
Yeah.
What type of scholarships do you offer?
we actually have a decent variety that students can apply for up front. We have one that just rolled out for single parents or working parents. And they will have an entire, really 45 minutes dedicated with our financial planning representatives to say, okay, here's my situation. Where can you point me? What kind of resource can I have? So that you're not paying back a larger amount of money.
Right. That is wonderful. Where should students go to get more information?
The easiest way, if you can't make it out to our institution, would be to go to vc.virginiacollege.edu, and they can select by program, they can select by campus. We do have a campus in Spartanburg as well.
I didn't know that.
It's actually right up 85. It's near Westgate Mall.
Okay, for all those shoppers.
For all those shoppers, that's right. But really, again, face-to-face is preferred because you will meet with, even upon interview, if you're not sure about the program that you want long-term, the enrollment specialist will take you to meet with the program director. I've spoken with students on many occasions to say, well, what are your interests? Where do you see yourself? Because if you're not fully invested in what you love, the times when they get hard, you'll be more likely really to pull back. So we want to make sure we instill that passion from the beginning.
Right. And I'm so glad you said that, Angela, because a lot of our students feel as though they have to have every answer in terms of what they want to do when they grow up. And it's nice to know that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know what your major is because you'll have someone there to help you. And I think that that's important for our students to know that they don't have to have everything. They don't have to know that they want to be a school psychologist or to be a daycare worker. They can go in open-minded and have assistance in choosing that path with them.
That's right.
Which is great. You mentioned the location that's in Spartanburg, but here we're very lucky and fortunate to have a Virginia College in Greenville County. Could you tell us where you're located?
So it's right off of, if you come down Lawrence Road, and we always use the CarMax. If everybody's familiar with the CarMax on Lawrence, we always have you to turn right past that, follow it up. We're directly across from St. Joseph's baseball fields and about a stone's throw from the new J.L. Mann High School.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And what is the best way to reach you?
Well, telephone, most definitely, area code 864-679-4900. That'll get you directly to one of our receptionists who will point you right where you need to go, which may be enrollment, or you may just want to talk to a program specialist, and they can do that right away too.
That is wonderful. And the times that someone would be available to answer questions during the week?
Best time in terms of enrollment would again be from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. If they want to meet with a program specialist, they are there primarily 8 to 5, 8 to 6, depending on what's going on around campus.
Thank you. And this has truly been a pleasure, Angela.
Likewise,
Is there
thank you.
anything else you would like to tell us about Virginia College?
Well, we pride ourselves in the hands-on aspect of career college. So we do have lecture courses, you have to. That's what we call the didactic portion. But we also pride ourselves on the fact that we will have our students in a lab setting using their hands-on skills. We have the little moniker, see one, do one, teach one. So you have to get your hands on whatever it is you're interested in to learn. So our goal is that you would hopefully pick it up and teach it to someone else one day. So we will spend more than 50% of the time in a lab setting. We'll teach you the basics in class, and then we will have you off and running. And I think that's very important.
It is. Thank you so much.
welcome.
For your time and your service
My
within
pleasure.
the community. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.